Let's get building.
Hello there, welcome to JonnyBuildz. I am your host Johnny, and we may have a little bit of internet issues here. It's not the best internet that I normally have, so we'll see how it goes. I'm watching it on my phone here just to see how it goes. I've seen a couple little blips, so I apologize for that. How are you tonight? Hope you're doing well. I am, again, streaming not from where I normally am, but I hope things are going well for you, and I hope you're having a fun week so far, or a good week at least. My week's going well. I'm on vacation, so it's kind of nice. So, what are we doing tonight? Tonight we are working on something called the Manoli Matrix. And what is the Manoli Matrix? Well, that is something that a friend of mine coined based on what I was trying to set up for this build. And as you can see, I have the pieces kind of lined up here. The build is pseudo kind of like this. I started gathering the pieces for it. Some bigger pieces. As you can see, this is half the size. To do something that was more along the lines of a brick bending type thing, because I think they're really neat, and I wanted to try my hand at my own. And then as I was there, and I was actually using these pieces, getting these pieces together first, and the guy that was working, one of the guys that was working at the Lego store, whose name is Manoli, he was like looking at that, and he goes, "Could you put two of them together?" And I'm like, I don't know, maybe. And so I started looking at the bigger pieces, because the bigger pieces you have, the bigger of a center you're going to have. This is only 4, so the center is this big. These are 6 by 6, and it's going to be, this, bigger, and the hole will be bigger. Then this being 8 by 8, these are going to be even bigger. So it's like, okay, and he's like, if you can't, and then so I started playing around with the size, did a couple things. I'm like, I think I can. And he's like, if you do this, you need to call it the Manoli Matrix. And I'm like, I can do that. So that's what we're going to call it. So I'm going to get these pieces out, get them separated, and we're going to start building the Manoli Matrix. All right. So what are you up to tonight? What's everyone doing? Is it just my wife that's watching? Nope. Not. So someone's out there. Hope you're having a great night. Great week. Got to go to Disney Springs and actually hang out with some friends, and go to the T-Rex Cafe, which was really cool. Never been there before. It was pretty neat. And also saw, even though it was from far away, I also got to see the SpaceX launch. The launch, you could only see, it looked like a pencil. It was like a pencil of light going up in the sky, but we could see it, and it was pretty cool. So, SpaceX is pretty awesome with the stuff that they come up with. So. I think, as you can see there, well, maybe you can't see. So there are actually 3 boxes here. 2 boxes are full of the stuff that's the bigger circles. And then only 1 box was needed for this smaller part of the matrix. And I like watching the bricker builds, or not bricker builds, totally different thing. I like watching the brick bending stuff because it's just really interesting what he comes up with because of the flexibility that Lego has. And it does have some flexibility when you put pieces together, simply because there are tolerances, very tiny tolerances. But those tolerances, so for instance, like something like this. So like when you put pieces together like this, there's a tolerance that allows it to bend just a little bit. And from that you can do all kinds of shapes. So, or you can do stuff like this. So, we've got that done. We'll do these ones first. Let's break out some of these, and we're going to start putting this together. Yeah, this comes out. My original idea was do something like this and make it you know, kind of like that, but then make this into like, with these sticking out, make it into like, I don't know, a creature of some kind. But then whenever he challenged me with doing the, you know, putting them together, I was like, wow, now I got to see if I can do the whole thing. Now, brick bending a lot of times does it so like there's like, instead of a 2x2, it's a 1x2, and it's one of those ones that's like circular on the ends. But I'm not going to do that, because I want to try to do it like this. I like the little bits, and again, I was trying to do it as like spines for a creature or something like that. So we'll see how this goes. And it's funny too, because like putting this together, the bigger that you deal with, I mean, you need more pieces, because the bigger it is, the more it takes to get the angle to go. Not only that though, the bigger it is, the easier it is to like make this be smooth. It was really difficult making this with being only 4 wide, making this be smooth and stay together. It was really tough to get it together. These should be a lot easier, but we will see for sure. So I think I'm going to do the quarters together, or the quarters separately, and then put them together. And then we'll get the bigger ones going as well. See how it all ends up. And if we do get it joined up properly the way I think it will, and this is all estimating, obviously I couldn't bring, well, I guess I could have, but I wasn't going to bring Minas Tirith with me on vacation. There just would not have been room. Not that my wife wouldn't have allowed it, but there just wouldn't be no room. Yeah, there was a big, we brought down a big cat tree. So there was so there really was no room, actually. So, but we did not bring the cats down, which is funny to think about, but it'll be for whenever they come next time. So thanks for tuning in, everyone that's tuned in. Hope everything's going well. Alright, we're getting there. I'm getting to being a quarter done. Then I'll start getting some of the other pieces out and get at least 3 of the quarters, just to see if it's going to be the right size. Otherwise, I'll have to think up some other things to do. Or some other way to make it work. It may, and the thing is, it may not work with the spines, and I don't have 2x1s with me. So I may have to adjust that, and just for where it's going to all connect, do it with 2x1s instead, but we'll see. And I was at the Lego store today, and did not think to be like, I should get some just in case. But that's alright. Makes it more kind of interesting and fun. That is a quarter, I believe. Is that part? I think if I did one of these, that's the base. Yeah. So there we go. We've done a quarter. It does stay, because it's bigger. It has a bigger base, more weight to the back. Now this is staying up. Look at the smoothness of that, though. It looks so cool the way this is all together like that. Pretty neat. More blue, more orange. Always more. It was interesting to pack these up, that's for sure. Hey! How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. How you doing, Michelle? What did you have for dinner? What did all of you have for dinner? What did I have for dinner? I had a sandwich and yogurt. We had a big lunch. again at the T-Rex Cafe, so did not have much for dinner because lunch was big, but it was delicious, very tasty. T-Rex Cafe is neat too because they do every 15 minutes the meteor falls. What that means is they have these screens up in the ceiling, and they make it like, you know, the meteors are crashing down on Earth, and like all the dinosaurs, there's like animatronic dinosaurs in the place, and they're all like, "Rah!" So that's pretty cool. Okay. Let's get these all separated. Could have done that before, but I was like, I got time. What's that? It's part of the game. Part of the job. Ooh, actually, I wanted to count these. Hold on. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. So maybe I do need one more because I vaguely recall doing 21, right? Yeah, that would not work. That would be too many. That would be one too many. So let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. It is 20. Okay. So it's not 21, it is 20. That one's even. And I think the bigger ones, the 8x8s, are like 33. I need 33 of those, the individual sections in order to make it. This looks so neat. Down there, it's hiding. Alright, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. So there'll be, I think I have close to 20 here. 18, 20, 21. Okay. Well, I got other oranges here, so I'll use those, and then we'll keep separating them as needed. I got a couple extra in here, too, just in case. So this is, if Bev and or Missy are watching, this is it, isn't it? Brick Rodeo's coming, isn't it? It's this weekend. You guys excited? You ready? Ben was saying he had one more meeting. He wasn't going to be able to be on tonight, so. It's so satisfyingly well together the bigger you have it. The smaller you do, the harder it is to do a brick bending thing like this. You can still do the ones where like pieces are beside each other, blah blah blah, but and it is very satisfying how they go together, and it's just nice and smooth. Little neck crack. Alright, we're almost done with this quarter, actually. I'll start on the bigger ones and see how close we're going to be. Like I said, I might have to adjust things a little bit, which is fine. It is part of build and creation process, figuring things out. Next week, we'll be back to doing Minas Tirith and also working on the bigger not bigger, but the what did I call it? I had to register my my display for Brick Erie coming up in September, and I called it a big complicated bunch of words because that's how Lego named things back in the day. There was always like floor plan and, or town plan and stuff like that. So mine's like deluxe classic town plan build set or something like that. I'll come up with something better later. But that's the placeholder. Okay, so we got 2 of these. They are the same number, it looks like. Let's flip it around. Wait, I got 1 too many here. Did I? Nope, that one does need 1 more. Okay, so 21 is correct. Okay. So, there we go. Those are together. So if we put them together, it'll be a perfect, perfect half circle. Like so. And it is, once you get it together and you start adding weight, it's like very difficult to keep it together. But there we go. It's a little off because this side is flat and this side is not. It just has that. But it looks kind of cool. All right. So the question is, can we? And I believe that this will be doable. Can this get around this and interlock? So we got more of these, lots more. But these are double colored too. We're using green and, hey Logan, how you doing? I saw something really cool at the Lego store today. They had dark green, this green. They had dark green 3386, a whole bunch of them, along with the gray ones. There was also a blue. Also, there was, I can't remember what color blue, but there were also blue ones. Just so you know. It is, praise be the 3386, right? Something like that. I think I got these in order, these ones. No, Ash, we're not going to the beach because the beach sucks. I'm sorry. So regular green, I guess it's regular green. I don't know. Isn't this considered like forest green, or is forest green darker? Maybe this is just regular green. Yeah, it was this color green though. So I'm not a big fan of the beach, so but I make it work. That's not dark green. Okay. I don't know. What is dark green? Is that considered forest green? Alright, let's start with gray. This is gonna take, like I said, I think 33 of these. It's gonna be much bigger. Lego's group's name, which is I'm going by whatever works. Like, I always figured this was the funny thing is, growing up, like we didn't have light green, it was just green, you know what I mean? So I don't know, because there's forest green, that's not dark green though, it's just forest green, but it is a darker green. Probably. There's also, so there is a light green, there's green, there's a dark green or forest green, I'm not sure, but then there's also a weird green that's like a yellowish green, I think. So like there's multiple greens, and I don't think the naming convention Lego uses is proper for it. So, oh man, this is taking quite a few. order to get this curve, you need so many more of these stacked up like this. Oh, really? Okay, so regular green is dark green. Okay. I always considered forest green to be like really deep green, you know? So... I also say pink is light red and tan is sand yellow. Oh yeah, I hate how they call tan sand yellow. I think that's just the dumbest thing. It is not. Alright, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. 16. Almost halfway. Well, we can't be halfway. Actually, we can be halfway for an odd number. There we go. Now we're exactly halfway. So you can see this is, with bigger pieces, it's definitely a bigger arch. So will this fit? This will definitely fit in there. Now that I'm seeing it. So. Yeah, I didn't know they actually said pink is light red. I did not know that. I thought it was pink. Because I know there's coral. Coral is different than pink. I know that. So, but they actually call it coral. And it looks like coral color. So, I don't know. It's very confusing. I don't understand their naming convention. It probably started way back, and they just continued with it because they're like, we realize it's awful, but we gotta keep going with tradition or something. It actually would be an interesting thing. TLG has an aversion to words pink. Yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to see where it came from, like where it started. Like, obviously, when Lego pieces started, you had black, white, yellow, red, blue, green. Those were the colors. Very easy to tell what they are. And they had to start with a base somewhere. Like this was always going to be blue, you know, even though someone could argue it's a dark blue. So it is kind of funny. Alright, so what are we at? We are almost there with this one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24, 25. So we're almost there. Getting there, look at that. It does look kind of like a creature with the things on the back. Pretty cool. So, most of the original need to be dark green. I think regular blue is bright blue, according to... Oh, is it? It's bright blue? That's interesting. That I did not know. There is a... okay, so you say there's no dark blue. They have earth blue. Is that the really deep blue that's been around more recently, like they use for Optimus Prime? Is that dark blue to or is that earth blue? I'm confused. Okay, all right. That is weird though. We're getting to the point where it's starting to not want to stay because it's... There we go. Do I need one more? Believe so. Always use Bricklink. Oh, yeah. Well, here's a problem with using Bricklink's naming convention. It's now Lego's naming convention, or at least it will be. And at some point, Lego will take over, because they already have. Right, that is so heavy now. But you can tell how much bigger, just adding 2 more studs, how much bigger that arch is going to be. So this will definitely fit in there. Oh, this is going to be cool. gonna be neat. Alright. Let's lay this down and get the next set. I was able to divide these pretty good. So. Yeah, no, you're right. They haven't yet, but it's coming. I betcha. Another site have a key of sorts for translating the name as if they're another. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Not in the slightest. So the size of this definitely would not fit around either of these two, but as we've gotten a little bit bigger, the whole, so you can tell. So these are 4 wide here. These are 6 wide. You can see how much bigger it makes this because it almost dwarfs the entire thing. That's kind of interesting how exponentially it gets bigger. All right, so this one I started with the gray, so I got to start with this one with the gray as well. Keep the colors consistent. I guess the question is, which would be the which standard makes the most sense? Like, do you go with who started, you know, to try and keep things as how they began, or do you go with someone that says, hey, you know, we've got these colors and they make more sense this way, you know, and everyone has an opinion on that as to what works. So, don't know. Manoli, if you're out there making your matrix. Is it a little bit tedious? Sure, but it is kind of fun. It is neat just putting these together and seeing the curve develop and everything. Curves are always something that I've struggled with when building my own stuff. And the more I've been building sets like Minas Tirith, Baradur, and things like, you know, the Enterprise and stuff, where they have, you know, Lego is generally straight, blocky things, and creatively made curves work. It's given me more ideas for doing that sort of thing. So, also shades that need to recognize between old trans neon orange and new. Oh, new dark red, which would never separate. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So the question is, who's going to win out then? I guess we'll find out, won't we? Someday. Talking colors here on JonnyBuildz because it is a topic of discussion, but it is an important topic. Like, how do you differentiate the colors that you have? But anyway, those 3386s are there, so I didn't know if you needed any. Dead now, so I guess it's so frustrating to buy older stock and they're not. Oh yeah. No, that I get that. I can understand that frustration. Luckily, as of right now, because this color is like that new orange. This is the burnt orange, I think. Wait, no, this is just regular orange. No, what they put in the Enterprise for the one light on the back was the new, like, reddish or the burnt orange or whatever. And I think it was a dumb choice for the light, too. They should have just used a trans piece. And they didn't. It was kind of weird. I did it myself. I put in so I could put a light in it. But like, it just made no sense. Like, it's a light. This doesn't look anything like it should. Oops. Get on there. Oh, we're almost done with this one. We'll see how close together it is. Actually, we won't be done. This is what I found out with the pieces I was putting together to make them fit in the boxes. Didn't quite have enough for each one. Okay. There we go. It's very exciting. Yeah, that makes sense. It is good to have. It is nice to see other colors for that. What I'm excited about is they have a piece, and I've used a couple in Minas Tirith in order to make some really cool arches. That is a snot bricked piece, but it's a T. Hey Ben. Yes, we are brick bending. Yes. So this is the one I started with. It's 4 wide. Each of these is 4 studs wide. And then I was at the our Lego store and was like, you know what? I want to do a bigger one, kind of different. So these are 6 wide circles. You see how cool it is and how smooth. And then our Lego, the one guy that worked at the Lego store, his name's Manoli, and he said, hey, could you do 2 to make 2 together? Because I started looking at the bigger ones, and I'm like, maybe? So he challenged me, and of course now I'm working on that to see if I can, and they will. It's going to be close, though, actually. So, and this will be, when they're together, this will be the Manoli Matrix. Because we're naming it in honor of him, so yeah. I do not really have a display plan for these. It's just kind of to build them and then go from there. That's kind of how things go with me sometimes. It's like, I'll build it and then see what happens. I will do something with it, but I'm not sure. And this was, I wasn't going to bring Minas Tirith with me down to vacation. Although I do have a sandcrawler with me. I was able to get one from the BAM store, and it needs to be sorted and figured out if it has all the pieces. And I'm like, well, since I am the one that's interested in buying it, I'll do the sorting and figure it out. Okay, these are not quite staying together now. Gravity's pulling. Space Worm's on indoor. It could be something like that, yeah. These are all. There we go. All right. Yeah. That one still does not want to stay, but that's all right. The nice thing is too, once they whenever you form a circle, like this one was actually really tough to get together, to get that 2 halves to stay together. I kept wanting to break because of how tight it was. When you put these things together completely and you're able to kind of push everything in, then it generally stays because it forces it in on itself. So it's pretty cool. Very small version of that is a space slug on them. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's kind of a neat thing to do. So, all right, let's put this together. Yeah, see, it's fighting me. Pieces are wanting to separate a bit, which is part of the fun. All right, so the challenge will be to do this and get it together while having. Oh, that's gonna be pretty tight, but I think it'll work. I think it'll work. Make sure because I'm viewing my screen. I gotta make sure that it's off. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's looking good. We're getting there. All right. Let's get the rest of these blues separated. We'll do the rest of that part of it and start getting close to joining it together. I thought so my original plan was to do something like a sea serpent type thing with these. So the 2x2 plate kind of was to make a spine, and then it's like, well, wait a minute, I'm going to do this instead, and I'm like, you know what, I'll keep it. I think it makes it unique. Whenever it's together, it'll still roll even on these, but I think it kind of makes it look cool, the pattern wise and everything with it. I can switch it later and do 2x2s or 2x1s. So pink isn't light red, it's light purple. Wait, what? There is no way pink is light purple. There is no way pink is light purple. That doesn't even make sense. That does not even make sense. So yeah, it wasn't really on purpose that I chose the 2x2s, but I think it's gonna work out nicely. I think it's gonna be cool looking. You just checked. Oh, jeez. How is that a thing? How? I don't know. That doesn't make sense at all. Like. Dropped an orange. Alright, so in my room, so let's be delicate. Pick this up, put it over here. Slinky. Danish color word. Is that really what it is? That still just seems odd. Regular red is the one they call bright red. Okay. I think we need to do a history of the colors, how the Lego colors were chosen. That's really weird. Yeah, Is there no pink or tan? Like, because that does not make sense at all. All right, we're gonna do another quarter here. See how we can, or another half, I guess I'm gonna do. So, heard that about pink, but I think that's there's, well, I mean, like, that's still, I don't know. How'd your meeting go, by the way? I know you're getting ready for Brick Rodeo, man, and I know it's a lot of work. How'd your meeting go? Are things ready? Are you excited? Nervous? What is? I have weird eyes and don't see pink. Right, but we've kind of like, I mean, like, there are different words, obviously, in different languages for the same color, but we've pretty much agreed as a world, like, what colors are what, but, like, some of them just, in the Lego scape of things, just don't make sense, so, excited and ready for it. That's fair. That's fair. Why teal was dropped? Oh, all right. I'm all ears on that. Why was teal dropped? Teal just seems like it would be, I don't know, fun. It's funny to say I know the lore. It's like, ooh, it's like history lesson. All right, what are we at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 17. So 3 more. Did I miscount the that have fallen. Uh-oh, I might not have enough blues to finish this. I guess we'll see. During the Crit Color Purge, the designer of X-Force set was given the choice between purple or teal, and the one not chosen was to be retired. He chose purple, which I understand. I guess it's not. Doesn't. It sounds like it was removed. May have miscounted these blue. Find out. Part of the fun. Two, 4, 6, 8, 18, 20. There we go. 20. Should be right. Might need 21. I don't know. Right. 2 more orange in there. I don't think I have any more light blue. Just glad to have teal back. Teal as in dark turquoise. Yeah. It was interesting trying to fit these in the boxes too to make them work and not. But we made them fit. Ooh, I'm looking at these. I do have enough. I think. We are hopeful here. It is very satisfying to do cool patterns though with Lego, and just fun things like this that are different. Well, that whole thing wanted to come up. There we go. I bet you Ben is looking up colors now. He's like, oh, I gotta. He's like, wait, which is an official color, which is not? Frankly, I just go for what looks good. And I've not had an issue ordering parts for colors simply because I haven't really needed to go anything too fancy, I guess. I mean, sometime I will, I'm sure, but Star Wars is at least easy enough to do colors most of the time, so gave up on ages ago. It hurts my brain. I completely understand that, so call it dark towards call it teal. Yeah, that's fine. See, and that's I think it boils down to preference as far as like, how you personally want to label something. But when it comes to, like you were saying earlier, Logan, when it comes to ordering stuff, you have to go by what service or whatever you're using that and how they do it. And if the person you're ordering from understands or knows what you're talking about. So, yeah. The nice thing too is the town that I'm building, the display I'm building, deals pretty much with the basic colors, so that's also something I don't have to fight. Big Slinky is staying together still so far. We're almost done with this one, and the two halves, or the two quarters, can become a half. And then, almost there, a couple more. Be interesting to see how this goes together, how it stays together, if it does, and like how strong it is. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. Okay, I think I need one more. Yeah. That one only has 20, so this will be 22, and then they'll be together. So, yeah. Translucent color. Well, yeah. And maybe that'll change at some point. Funny how tolerances work, because sometimes Lego pieces just do like this. I can see there's a discrepancy here. There's like a little bit more of a gap than in the rest. It's kind of interesting. Like all the others come together, but a couple of them, there's gaps that just exist. That's really kind of cool. All right, that's as good as I can do. Whoops, that would not work. Alright, so that is going to be the first part of our matrix. Look at that. That looks cool. Light blue is terrible. Yeah, it's really weird. It's kind of interesting. And it's interesting that that is an thing. Alright, so I were to take this, this is gonna be the fun part. Let's try to figure. Alright, so I got extra blue. So let's test fit things. We're not gonna put it together yet because this isn't done. Oh yeah, look at that. That is beautiful. Okay, alright, so that will work. Now we gotta do the rest of this. This is gonna be fun. Alright, that's one box there. Enjoy my worms. Yeah, they're infinite worms. They're infinity worms, kinda. So, thanks, Ben. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. As always, keep on building. And have fun this weekend, definitely. Make sure to breathe once in a while. Got these all apart for the next quarter of worm, or whatever you want to call it. Alright. My chair in a little closer because it's going to get a little bit dicey, I think. So we start putting this together. We're going to put that up there out of the way. Need a drink. Alright, so started with gray again at the bottom. Same thing. section of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll do, since these are 30, I'm going to do a bunch of sections of 10. Okay, for section 10. Do the next one, and we'll put them together as we go. Whoops, this one needs to. Yeah, make sure that's good. Logan, are you gonna do Brick Erie this year? The signups are happening. It's towards the end of September. I think it's like the 18th, 19th, or something like that. It is a lot of fun. Oh, you're gonna break? Okay. That one should be interesting. Hopefully it turns out good. I'm not going down there myself. They unfortunately took too long figuring out location and stuff, and it just didn't work out this year, unfortunately. Because I really like Brick Fair, so. I feel like I have an extra green one than I do, because it ended up uneven. Oh, I have them on here. Okay. The extra two are there. Alright, so cool. Our counterparts are in different locations. See, I was thinking about this when I was doing these. I don't always, but I think I was for this. Hopefully Brick Baltimore is fun. I'm sure it will be. I know Ben has talked about parking being a pain, and it might be. But hopefully, all things considered, everything works out good, and I hope they have a great event. And I wonder if Todd will stay going to Baltimore, or if when they do get that venue finished, if they'll go back there. Ultimately, I guess we'll find out. Logistics, hoping to see. Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah, if you can figure that out or whatever, yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it works out for you. This should be 5 gray, and then 5 green. Here. Yeah, there's our next quarter. That's actually staying together pretty nicely. I think I am going to put one more on there, but we'll get that in a second. So, let's do the last quarter. Get everything figured out. I'm making sandworms. Kinda. They're really just, you know, circles that are going to join together. That's the goal here, and they will fit. It's just it'll be interesting to see how well they go together and like how strong they are and stuff. How you doing, cheap ass? Good to see you as always. You're going to Baltimore, right? Cheap ass, I assume. With your loads of things to sell and barter. Oh, that would be tough, yeah. Nice. Too bad I won't be there, but Logan will be there. Logan, buy something from Cheap Ass. Cheap Vano Lego, that's right. Yeah, actually, Logan, that would be a cool. If I can make this work, then doing a chain of them would be kind of a cool thing, you know. And different colors, different, you know, for each different one. That would be kind of a neat thing. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping I didn't miscount when I was doing this. I don't think I did, because I have... Oh, there's more in there. Okay, good. So, which cheap bricks we talking? Oh, they'll connect to each other. I mean, like, they all go the same direction, so they will connect to each other, but I'm going to interconnect them, like, through this one. Well, you'll see in a second, because we're almost done with these 2 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more green. Hey, Vav! How you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. Well. Logan beat you to it. There they are. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I have the right number. I won't need this many. Rocket launch to that list. That's right, yeah. It was cool to see though, wasn't it? Yeah. Like I said, we watched it from our dock, and all we see is like a pencil light, but it's still pretty cool to kind of see it go off and see it go into the air. So that actually, so that would be a beach activity. So like that's part of being on the beach in the sand, I guess. Watching rockets is a beach activity. I didn't even think about that. Rocket, what would be an S word? Surveillance, or surveying, or something. That would be the S word. Yeah, that Logan guy. But unfortunately, YouTube only lets me do 4, so I have to try and be creative to figure out how I can get as many choices in as possible. So, the world may never know. It sounds like a Tootsie Pop commercial to me. Alright, here we go. I did do this correctly. Alright, so let's get this there. This one there. Oof. Come on. Join up. There we go. Oof. Right. Parts of this, just because of the weight of everything, as they start joining together, sometimes they don't want to stay. Alright, so this will be interesting, because again, as they get heavier, it's harder. Once they're together, they will stay together because their weights push each other together. So this, see? Postage went up with that, right? Like that. But in order to do that, actually, I think I am going to do a big one. Get it all together. Oh man, this is tough. It's all kind of rolling too. It wants to separate. A forbidden donut. It all wants to roll and separate. Yeah, it's like pushing out. I may have the wrong number. I may have to put one more in. Let's do that just to make sure. It might be pulling on itself. Beats real close, felt the vibrate. Now I want to see. See, that's cool that you got to feel the rocket take off. Okay. I think that might be too many. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so I don't need that. This is tough. Right, let's focus on each quarter first. Make sure they're solid together the way they should be. Dropped an orange piece, gotta start over. Yeah. Rage throwing. Nah, I don't do rage throwing most of the time. Alright. Let's do the next section. Make sure it is solid. Yeah, I don't tend to rage throw stuff. At least not Lego. Problem is too, it's a little bit flexy like this, and so if it's not straight, then the studs obviously don't stay together the way they should, and it wants to separate a bit. That one right there in particular. Now, if I did it like I did this one, if I used the bigger ones, because you have so many studs that are here, it definitely stays together a lot easier. This only having 2 on the end, like this one's okay, because it kept them, you can see it's staying together. Go to 8 by 8, it's a little bit trickier. That one just does not want to stay. Interesting. Let's get rid of this one. Switch it out with this one. See if there's a... Ooh, that's... You know what? Some of these are not... They're not staying clutched together. Like this one, this green one. So that could be... That's part of the issue, too. Some of these just do not have the clutch quality. I may have to get a couple... other ones to make it stay together better. So that's proving to be an interesting thing. Most of them do. There we go. That's staying better. So yeah, some of them do not have the proper clutchness. These two do not, unless maybe I put them a different way. I'll have to find out. All right, let's experiment. So these two, these are going good. Okay, that is not working. Let's take this. Take this one the opposite way. There we go. Yeah, some of these just certain parts of it just don't have the right. They don't have the right clutchability, unfortunately. It's cool that you can just turn these and be like, there we go. Let's see if it works better this way. There we go. Nope, not quite. Let's rotate this one the other way. Clutchness joy. Ninjago, we got our first Violet minifigure though. That's cool. Yeah, Merriam-Webster. What did you get, Martian Webster on the? That's great. Yeah, that's staying better now. Okay, good. We're good. Staying better. All right. So it's good that I was able to figure that out. So let's fix our clutch issue. That one does not want to stay. It's cool that being circular, you can just do this. That's better. All right. Very cool. All right. This one is not. Okay. Oh, that one's not either. All right. Let's start here. Better. All right. Oh, nope. Not enough. It's very more time for your tail. But yeah, it's shark tail. There we go, that's staying better. Okay, good. Alright. Here. This is an interesting practice. You know, seeing what. See, look at that. That you go to push it down and it just does not want to stay. The other ones do, but that just does not want to stay. That is interesting. Better. Not enough. That one. Nope, I think I put it back. This is interesting. Shirt kebabs for Sunday. Oh, you had Gator Tail tonight. Ooh, how was it? That would be. I've heard from a lot of people that Gator is good. I'll rotate it again. Nope, that one's just not staying. Let's do this. Oh, you're going right now to find out. Ooh, late dinner. Hopefully you don't get indigestion. Hopefully that Gator is good to you. There we go. All right, finally got it. Nope, not. This has been an interesting No, you know what? This one is just being a butthead. Very interesting. Took a swim with my key fob and was oh no! That's a bad idea there, Vab. Do not swim with your key fob. Nobody do what Vab does. Alright. Now I'm getting frustrated. These are getting goofy, so let me do this one next. Oops. Okay, where's our... Those do not want to stay. This one goes that way. Ooh, nice. Okay. Good. Alright, there we go. So let's get most of this thing together. Alright, those do not want to stay together. Yeah, I get that. It happens. But still, that could be very bad. Okay. Oops. Alright, I think we got our most of our 2 halves. This one's still got a couple that are giving me trouble here. So let's do this. Rotate you. You are the problem child. Let's remove you. We'll go with this one. Okay. Looks good. All right. Let's try this one. It's very interesting doing this, experimenting and there we go. All right, so let's figure out with these. You are broken. Do you go together well? No. Okay, so I'm going to assume this front one is not the best. Might be a bad assumption, but we'll find out. Well, might be you. All right. Oh, there we go. All right. Somehow I'm off, though. I need to put this one over here. Somehow I got those mixed up, but that's all right. And that one doesn't want to go on now. All right. Yeah. Interesting. Now this one. Yeah, cheap ass would be throwing stuff. Okay. So, let's get this one figured out. Oh, don't you guys start breaking apart on me. Alright. This is tough with these, with them being as large as they are. You're being a problem. I'm just going to switch you completely. Goes up there. This one's any better. Ooh. It's all falling apart. My worms are taking off. It's alright. Makes it interesting. Right? Actually, I'll keep that one on. It's gray. Rotate. It is interesting how the rotation is helping most times. Yeah. That's that whole tolerance thing. Alright. Now I think I'm off by a couple because it is not quite symmetrical. Even with this difference. I think I'm off by like 2. That might be why. You can see not quite coming together. The angle is a little bit off. So that one goes there. Let's take off these 2. That should be it. Up. I think we have a winner now. Trying to get this all to be. Whoop, nope. As soon as I wanted to lift it up, it was like, nope. Because it is, like I said, it is heavy. Let's see if I can. There we go. There it is. It's not going to stay. It is just too heavy. I might have to just do 2 smaller ones. But there we go. Hey, Bev. Hey, Missy. Good to see you. We have done the first part of the Manoli matrix, and I don't think it's going to stay because it is just too heavy. It folds in on itself, even with it being proper. But it looks really cool. It's a little difficult to hold up and keep working. It is really neat though. So, oh, everyone likes the shade. It looks like most people like the shade for the beach. That's cool. So what would make this easier to stay together is if I did it similar. Oh, hopefully it stays. Maybe not flex the tubes around the perimeter. It is difficult to do. It is actually pretty darn straight looking at it head on like this. If I had it more like this, where it was just like all the flat, like these would stay together much better as opposed to just having two. That actually is a good point. And I may have to get the ones that are flat from the Lego store to fix that. But this looks really cool. So here's what we're gonna try to do. It does rotate. Keeping it there. Ooh. Felt it. Okay. It is flexed a little bit, but that was brilliant. I wish I had that slow-mo. I was trying to push it up against and then wrap this around, but I may just have to do another one of these because this will stay pretty well, it was going to stay. This has been a great night. Alright, lost some blue down here. Holes in the center, maybe something can go through there. Potentially, I could put flex tube of some kind. That's actually a good idea. But then you're not going to have continuous, so you would, yeah, it'll, you're still going to have break areas, so. All right, but this one actually is doing kind of the same thing. Rotate this one and see if it stays together better. Interesting how that is the case. Nope. This one needs to rotate. Because anything I would put in the center would have to be flexible, obviously. Okay. This is just the way I've done it. It's just a little too heavy, so. To attach the tube, it's yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's something I'll have to look into to see. This one will go together. I believe I can fly. Gotta make sure we get the take this. Yeah, I don't know if the half pins, if those would work. Yeah. So that at least works. See, this one I can pick up. It's not too heavy. And again, it's enough bracing to be able to do. So that looks really cool. I think that looks neat. This I'll have to probably rework. It's just too loose on the inside. It needs to be something more like this. But I could do two of these together. And the bigger one would allow multiples of these to go. So I'll have to figure that out. But I think I can do it like that, where the whole inner edge is, you know, like that. Make sure it's together. That looks pretty neat, though, I think. A cool you know, completely, you know, 360 ring. Big donut, yeah. Could almost wear, there we go. Can wear it as a bracelet. I think it looks pretty cool, though. Worked out, so. I'll have to play around more with this, but, you know, that's one of the things as you experiment and try things. The other thing, because what I was originally planning with this was to make it, like I was saying, make it be like a sea dragon type thing. And like if I just had these halves like this, I could do that. Like have, you know, 1, 2, and then do another part, and then, you know, put a head on it or whatever. And like you were saying, Logan, since these have the holes in them or whatever, I can easily, you know, do some technic fitting of stuff, you know, and make it, you know, so. Showing up with the bling, yeah, that's cool. All right, so that'll be it for tonight. It was fun to experiment and see what would work, what doesn't work. A little different tonight, and different is good sometimes. So get this one to be half. Not quite 100% the way it should be, but that's close. So yeah, that looks cool. So I can do something like this, still be like a dragon or whatever. Some of it, like I was saying, is the fact that it flexes a bit with only having 2 connections on the inside. It flexes a good bit. So doing it like this, where there's like 8 studs that connect these, would be a lot better for the amount of weight that is. This works. So I could easily connect another one here through. This one would not work. It's too small, obviously. But this would work around here. And imagine it's on the other side. We mirrored it on the other side. But that's kind of the idea. This would actually work to do 1 on each side. Then you start getting really complicated. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with that. I will have to get, you know, ones that have at least a better connectivity on the inside, and that again will withstand the weight. And that's actually a cool experiment. Like how big could you go with this before it was, you know, just couldn't handle it. So. All right, well, thanks for joining me on my normal Tuesday stream for a different kind of build challenge type thing. Hope you're having a good night, and hope you have a great rest of your week. I am heading out to finish my vacation next Tuesday. No, we no stream on Saturday. Next Tuesday, we will continue with Minus Tiers. We're getting close to the end, so until then, as always, may the brick be with you and keep on building. We'll see you next time.